Hey there guys, I am SonicGhost and welcome back to some more Let's Play Splatoon 2 Octo expansion. Last time we started to make our way down the J line here, got one level in and then realized, oh man, it's gonna be a lot. So, let's go ahead and continue on with that said lots of levels with, watch out now, Ink and Watch Station. So here we have a choice of 3 different weapons, the Splat Roller, Slosher, and Rapid Blaster. None of these have a sub-weapon of any kind, so let's just go ahead and start off with the recommended here, the Splat Roller. You must destroy all the target crates with a limited supply of ink. Study the movement of the crates and try not to waste any ink when shooting. We'll get started once you've jumped in. Destroying the target crates will get rid of the Octo washers too. Take care out there. Let's go ahead and begin the test. Scoop out the movement, then blast them. And then immediately die! Hide. Alright, that's never happened before. So, here's the thing with the Octo washers. They can still hit you once you destroy the crate, as I've just shown, because they can still move. I literally got pushed off the last centimeter of that platform. That I don't think I can ever replicate, even if I tried. So let's go ahead and scoop you up, and then as soon as we destroy the crate, the washer gets destroyed, and now we can go ahead and use this launch pad. Gotta be very careful of our ink consumption here, especially with the roller, because this thing takes a lot of ink on each fling. And I already feel like I really screwed up because I was wanting both of those in one fling. But I only got one of the boxes, so that's 2 flings, 2 boxes. That's not good. This last one, as we can see, is a massive stack. So I gotta be extremely careful of my ink consumption, and I'm out of ink. Didn't really matter, I fell there because I was gonna die from the ink loss. So yeah, 3rd time's a charm. Take out the first one. That one's pretty self-explanatory. The second one here, you want to take out both crates with one swing. So right now, swing them and destroy them both when they're pretty much on top of each other. Now this last set of crates, it's best to use the vertical flings here of the roller. So get as many in your line of sight as possible and then do the vertical fling. This last set of 2, I can just go ahead and do in standard fling, and that's the test. But the thing is with the roller, you have basically the exact amount of ink you need to clear that test. You cannot make a single mistake because you just don't really have the ink. You might be able to get away with maybe one tiny mistake at most, but it's highly recommended to not miss a single shot on that test. It's very strict. But let's go ahead and make our way back into Ink and Watch Station to complete it with the other 2 weapon types. So back in Ink and Watch, let's go ahead and select the Slosher now. We can see by these point rewards that we get that the roller is considered the hardest one here, and it's the recommended. So at this point, things should get easier with each weapon we pick. The Slosher, I mean, that's self-explanatory for the first one, just immediately shoot. The second set, kind of the same idea as we had with the roller, just wait for them to line up, and then destroy 2 boxes with 1 shot. Now for the final set, we want to get as many of these as we can with 1 fling of the Slosher. So go ahead and just wait for things to get close to us. And then we're just going to go ahead and just fling it. And with that, we're already done. So easy enough with the Slosher. More enough ink left over. 1 more weapon. Let's go ahead and complete Ink and Watch with the Rapid Blaster now. Back one final time for Ink and Watch. Let's go ahead and complete this with what is considered the easy weapon based on this reward payout, the Rapid Blaster. So we've seen by the end of the test here with the Slosher, we still have enough ink left over to shoot these boxes 1 more time, so it's a lot more lenient in comparison to using the roller. So let's just see how much more lenient things can be with the Rapid Blaster. So here, I can easily destroy both of these crates pretty easily with just 1 shot, because of the blast radius of the Rapid Blaster shot. And same goes for the stack of crates here. You gotta be careful of the washer here, and that's it. Pretty easy. I failed a handful of times with the roller, but never failed once with both the Slosher and the Rapid Blaster. That really shows just how much more difficult that mission is using the roller, so maybe choose one of the other weapons there if you're having a hard time. But now that station's done, so let's check out its mem cake. It's the orange arrows. Such devilfish make hair contour. The colors clash and make a splash. Without a doubt, footwear du jour. These are some nice looking kicks, I do gotta say that. They look very expressive. The nice blue and orange ink too is a nice throwback to Splatoon 1, as the main colors you would see in advertisements for the first Splatoon game were orange and blue. So, very fitting to see that these shoes are those said colors. Makes me think that this is more of a footwear design you would have seen in Splatoon 1, more in Splatoon 2. By the way, still a nice piece of foot gear there. Let's go ahead and continue on with our next test here. Float like a butterfish fly. Stick and move station. So here we only have one weapon to choose from, the Dually Squelchers and Burst Bomb. So let's go ahead and select our only weapon. The test involves navigating ride rails that pass through a series of ink sticks. Ink switches will move only as much as they are shot. Running into an ink stick while zipping along a ride rail will cause you to fail. Take care out there. Let's go ahead and begin the test. So much spinning, all one direction. Really not that much, Pearl. So you're supposed to shoot these switches a lot more, but you can just tap it once and you're good. Shoot them more if you want more points here, but we really don't care at this point. We have so many points, we're good. Gonna throw a burst bomb here, and it's open, but for a very short amount of time. You gotta hit these ink switches pretty fast. And just very consistently too. So Burst Bomb here really does help just to kind of keep things open for a while. But here you see me dash along on these rails with the Dually Squelchers by using the dodge mechanic here. And that's just simply because doing this, you get a lot of extra speed here on the rails. But you do have to be careful while doing so, because using the dashing maneuver here with the Dually Squelchers, it does take up a lot more ink, so you gotta be mindful of your ink consumption when you're dashing. Also, be careful not to dash into a pit, as it's very easy to do so by sheer accident. I'm missing a lot of points here by doing all this, but it really doesn't matter because, again, we have over 100,000 points. At this point, I don't really care much. And there you go. We went round and round to pass the test. And with that, Stick and Move Station is already complete. Very short station when you only have one weapon. Nice breath of fresh air for once. Now that we're done with that station, we could just immediately go and check out the mem cake, so let's go ahead and do that. It's the Neon Sea Slugs, another pair of shoes. The squishing footsteps trug and muck, their path revealed by heavy heel. My heart beats quick, a stroke of luck. Maybe luck because you're hearing the enemy footstep around the corner, and you weren't expecting someone to be there, and then you get that surprise attack them. It's always a good feeling when you can surprise attack someone. Doubly so if you're not the sneaking weapon type like a roller. You just sneak up behind someone with, say, a shooter weapon and just take them out instantly. It's always satisfying. Let's take a memcake design of the shoes, though. I do like them. They're very nice and comfortable looking shoes. I would wear these in real life. They look like my style. Let's go ahead and continue on now with our next station. Watch your step in the Footloose Station. So here we have a choice of 3 different weapons, the Tenebrella, Luna Blaster, and the Ink Brush with a Curling Bomb. Ink Brush and Curling Bomb is the only one here that has a sub-weapon. The other 2 do not, so that's very interesting. But for now, let's go ahead and start off this test with the recommended weapon here, the Tenebrella. You must fight your way through without falling off any of the crumbling platforms. Shooting around carelessly is not advised. Taking fire can also be very dangerous. Watch your step and try to remember the locations of the sturdy crates. Take care out there. Let's go ahead and begin the test. floating squid, eh? Okay then. Platforms will break apart, so watch your step. So just like Sea Cucumber said, watch the platforms around you, because certain platforms are going to have a lot more armor to them than others. So basically, any of the reinforced crates, it's going to take a lot more shots for you to destroy. The orange crates, pretty much a one-shot, and then the gray crates here, well, they're not really crates, they're actual floor. Here, though, we can see there's actually something down here. A set of armor. Ahoy! Where are you now? Don't worry about it. Gonna sneak up. Surprise attack. Have a tent umbrella here for a reason. Use the umbrella here to defend yourself. Take out the enemy without them really noticing, and that's that. But unfortunately, we destroyed our armor there, so it's a good thing I got another pack. So it's fine. Take care of the launcher enemies here. Give me some extra ink to refill my tank. And at this point, just gonna kill you if you can stay still for 2 seconds. Thank you. Those last 2 set of enemies are always annoying to kill in this map because they won't stop dodging. Every time you turn around, they keep on dashing left and right and left and right. They just don't sit still. If you get a good shot in, that's the end of the test. But now we gotta go back to Footloose Station to complete it with the other 2 weapon types. Back here at Footloose, let's go ahead and select the Lunar Blaster here next. Not the biggest fan of blasters. And then you throw me a Luna Blaster and now we got some problems. Not a fan, so I'm just gonna immediately turn around and take care of the worst guys first. So if you come to the back here, these guys will immediately spawn, which makes things easier for us because then we can take out the sniper and the Octo Commander, but unfortunately I shot down the box. Thinking Commander was on, now my armor went down with him. So let me get the pack that's over here, but I also want to show on the right side here, yeah, you got more armor, so luckily it's not just the one over on the left, you also got the right set, so you get 2 packs of armor here, which is pretty helpful. I almost jumped right into that pit. That would have been fun. So, biggest problem I have with this mission using the Luna Blaster is this thing has a huge shot radius, so it's not gonna be great for keeping your footing around here. It's very, very dangerous to use this weapon. Take things pretty slow and try to aim a little higher up. They don't destroy the crates all around you. But let's just take care of these guys. Use a huge shot radius to your advantage. Before we die, please. Oh, this is bad. We literally were just like 2 shots away on him, but he was 1 shot on us. He had the advantage. So unfortunately, when you die in this mission, there's no checkpoint here, so you gotta do the entire thing again. It's not ideal, but at least it's not terribly long. They give you 3 minutes, which I think is more than enough time to actually complete this mission. The biggest problem with this mission is gonna be your footing, not really the timer. So 3 minutes is more than enough time, I feel, to make it through something like this. At this point, I don't really care about your rewards, so you know what? I'm just gonna ink the floor around you because that will kill these enemies instantaneous. If you don't care about the rewards and you said, well, kills, just kill the enemies by just knocking them down on 1 hit, then they're gone. Easy as that. Go ahead, take you out if you don't dodge 5 billion times, and with that, we're done with the Luna Blaster. So, one more weapon for us to use, and that's the ink brush. Back at Footloose one more time to complete it with our final weapon here, the ink brush and curly bomb. The only one of the 3 weapons here in the pack that has a sub-weapon of any kind. And it's kind of dangerous to use, so maybe don't use the curling bomb. It's neat, it has it, but it's not that practical. So we're just gonna mainly stick to the ink brush here. No, I'm never gonna come back here again, so I'm just gonna use this. And it immediately took out my armor, so yeah, that's kind of why I don't recommend using curly bombs. You put yourself in a really bad situation using them. You gotta stand still for a moment if you really want to get a good aim. And obviously it can open a floor like that for you to fall into. Didn't mean for that to happen that instantaneously as we're gonna talk about it, but here we are. One thing we can also be doing in this stage now is running faster with the said ink brush by just using it as a traversal method. Be careful when doing this though, because you're inking the floor around you, which means you're destroying all the crates. So while this may be a fast way of moving, you can easily destroy the floor too, so watch how fast you're going around with the said ink brush here. It's not the best to do forever in the said level, just because of how dangerous it can be. So Yeah, let's take this one a little bit more cautiously going forward. Gonna grab myself that said ink tank refill, and unfortunately we're pretty much down to no ink, so I gotta be very careful here. Can't really move out of the way that fast when I'm walking the speed of a snail. So that, yeah, bad. As you can see, with the difficulty going up the weapons, it definitely makes things a lot harder, mainly with the final phase of enemies here, the final wave. It's really hard to counteract the enemies that have their own set of tenna missiles once you lose your armor, and that seems to be how we keep on dying. So the biggest problem we're having is just that section of tenna missiles. If we can get around that, then maybe we can go ahead and actually survive for once. So here I'm just gonna go ahead and recharge my ink a little bit. Be very, very careful on my footing. I'm gonna cook one of these curling bombs a little bit longer so we can take out the enemy and apparently the box surrounding him. I mean, that's fine. I don't really care about his reward all too much. The ones in the middle, not really the most important rewards because they just give you some points, but the ones on the ends will give you ink refill, which is a lot more helpful when you don't have that much ink left. Unfortunately, even though you're covering these boxes in ink, you cannot swim in the said ink. So if you're thinking of recovering ink or even getting some health back with that, yeah, it's not going to work. So final wave here. Let's take care of all these tenna missile launcher guys. And be very careful in this section, because standing on top of boxes and flinging around the ink, I almost call it the ink stick. It's the ink brush. Jeez, ink stick? Hey, it kind of is. Flinging around the ink brush on top of wooden crates that can break, bad idea. Instant death. Don't do it. But there, we're done with that station, which means now we can check out its mem cake. Hey, would you look at that? It's another pair of sneakers. It's the Mint Dackernicks. I see you walking down the street. You think you're slick in those lime kicks, but they look fresher on my feet. Wow, what an insult. Hey, those are nice shoes. They're my shoes now. They look better on me. And then you just immediately take them, being that bully kid. Don't be that kid. They're nice looking shoes, but if you want these and looking fresh in your own pair, go get your own mints. Or my mints. Nice mem cake design though. I do like the sneaker. But with that, we completed a good amount of levels here in the J line this time around. Big difference compared to last time. We made our way through one station. I can't help if that one station was long. We got 3 short ones to make up for it. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and end the episode on that note. Next time on Let's Play Splatoon 2 Octo expansion, we'll continue making our way down the J line here. I'll see you guys next time.